What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today is Sunday, and that means we are going to go ahead and do our Sunday technical analysis. Look at a few charts that I like into next week, and then go over the futures contracts, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P, so we can get a good feel for where this market is heading into next week. After we do that, after we look at the charts and do our technical analysis, I'm going to do something a little bit different, do a little bit of a tour of my office here, of my trading setup. Some people have asked me for this in the past. MSI, which is a sponsor of my live streams, have also sent out me some awesome gear. So I wanted to give them a shout out, share with you guys my trading setup. So I hope you do enjoy that. After watching today's video, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to press the bell notification so you know every single time that I post. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and kick off this video with the futures. So let's first look at the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow so we get a good understanding of where this market is, if it could bounce next week, if we have more downside, get an overall feel, and then we can jump into those individual stocks. So on your screen, you are looking at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, the first thing and the most important thing that we look at right now is the 100 SMA. The 100 SMA on the daily chart was able to hold last week. We had a very nice bounce off that moving average. In my opinion, sometimes during these emotional times in the market, these periods where everyone is freaking out, everyone's selling shares or, thinking that we're heading 20, 30% lower, sometimes taking that opposite view, maybe we are going to bounce off this 100 SMA. We've done it multiple times in the past. If history repeats itself, looking back 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, if the NASDAQ is higher off this 100 SMA, I think a lot of people will look at the charts and say, well, it's just another 100 SMA bounce. That was a great buying opportunity. That is potential of what could happen. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say that is 100% what's going to happen, but that is definitely something in a scenario that we could see. This 100 SMA could hold up, we could bounce off of it, and this could be a great buying opportunity for some of your long-term stocks, for some tech companies, growth companies that fell off of this dip. Maybe this is a good buying opportunity. In my opinion, I am going to stick with that type of mindset until I see a very ugly crack of this 100 SMA. If I start to see the NASDAQ fall back below the 100, start to lose a lot of steam once again, then I will have to change my mindset. But right now, I am going into next week looking to see if we can bounce off this 100 SMA. Now, not only do we have the 100 SMA, we also have some lows here from back in July. So we have these July 19th lows, which we held up right around here last week. So we have this previous support, and we have the 100 SMA. That right there is the most important thing coming into next week, and that is really all that I want to go ahead and give you guys today. If you want to go ahead and get more analysis, deeper analysis on an intraday basis, make sure to come hang out in the live streams every single morning. We do this futures analysis every morning before the market opens. So in the most, in the broad scheme of things, 100 SMA, previous support here at 719, that is the most important hold coming into next week. That's the NASDAQ. The next thing is the ES. Here is the ES. This is the S&P 500. We did reclaim the 100 SMA on Friday. You can see we got a nice dip below it, started to bounce on Friday, and we were able to close back above that 100. So moving forward, same idea. I want to see the S&P 500 hold above this 100 SMA. In my opinion, that would be a good step forward for the bulls if we could try to see a bounce back higher. Other thing, crucial support level that did hold back from the exact same date, July 19th. We held that level very nicely on Friday. So July 19th lows and 100 SMA for both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Very similar stories. Want to see those moving averages hold up next week. Finally, the one that has been performing the best, that is the Dow. The Dow had a monster day on Friday. I think it closed up about 500 to 600 points. Very strong move on the Dow. And you guys can see that we have just been chilling here, holding support at all of these lows around 33,500. Very nice little bottom here that has formed on the Dow. Moving forward, you definitely want to start to see maybe a break of this downtrend to try to see if we can get a trend reversal here on the Dow. But definitely keep an eye on the Dow. See if this thing continues to be strong. If we continue to see rotation into the Dow, then make sure to watch your Boeings, your Home Depots, your Walmarts, your airlines, your banks. Some of those stocks could definitely benefit off a strong Dow And that is the trend as of right now. So Dow looks great, very strong here at 33,500. Definitely the strongest of the indices. At NASDAQ, 100 SMA, July 19th lows. The exact same thing for the SPY, 100 SMA and July 19th lows. If you want to get more analysis on a daily basis, every single live stream, every single morning, come check out the live streams. You guys can check out the links in the description, and you will also get alerted when I go live if you press that bell notification button down below. All right, guys, so the first individual stock that I have for you today is one that you may have seen me talk about before, but I want to go ahead and reiterate it, and that is CRM, that is Salesforce. Looking at Salesforce daily chart, we had some previous highs here that came in around 270. This is back in September of last year. September and November of last year, we had these 270 highs that we rejected off of. Since then, we dipped down lower, and just recently, we are starting to move higher off of this move that we've seen. This big spike up that you guys see is a guidance increase by CRM, by Salesforce, for full year of 2022 and 2023. So a very good thing for the company. When a company is guiding higher, that's very bullish for the company, and Wall Street loves to see that. That is why you saw this big spike higher on CRM stock. Since that, we've pulled back, and we've pulled back to these previous highs from September and November of last year, and also these previous highs as of late, right here this is in late August. So you have these previous highs in late August that we rejected off of right here. You can see we broke through it, we retested it, and the hold that we are seeing right now is turning me very bullish on this move. If we can break and retest and hold this 270 as support, that is previous resistance into support, that is very bullish in my opinion, and this is a position that I want to be in. I am right now, if you watch my last video, I am in some November call options on CRM off this retest. Got into it about, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, so way before the move that occurred. If we go into the shorter term time frames over the last few days, you guys can see this is what we're looking like in the last few days. So a pullback to 270, a very nice support hold of 270 multiple times, testing that level, bouncing off of it, and then Friday closed yesterday, on Friday, we got that push off that level. So into next week, I do want to see this 270 hold. If the 270 fails, I'll definitely get out of my position. But if we can hold this 270 and we're in here at the lows, this could be a very nice swing to the upside. That's CRM. The next one is PENN. PENN had a monster day on Friday, almost 6.5%. Actually, it might have been more. It might have been about 7% on PENN. PENN has recently sold off from its highs quite a bit, right? So from the highs to where we are now, just about a 43% dip. Over the last few months, PENN has sort of been chopping sideways in this channel, right? We have the lows of around 63, and we have the highs of around 85. So we have been in this channel for some time, since about July of this year. Channeling, pushing higher, pulling back. Now, before I say it, you may already know what I'm looking at, and this is a break and retest of previous resistance. This stuff comes up all the time, and I absolutely love looking at these types of technical formations on the longer term time frames. So you guys can see previous resistance right here back in July and August. We failed this 73 level multiple times. You can see that right here. 73 failed all right here in July and August of last year. We failed it, we pulled back, we retested the lows, and we found an awesome bounce off those lows. We broke through the resistance, went all the way up to next resistance, which was 85. This chart is very clean. I mean, it makes total sense, right? Push through, resist at previous highs, pull back, and where are we finding support now? It is a break and retest. It's absolutely beautiful. Pull back to the 73, 74, a huge day on Friday. Does that day on Friday ignite some type of move back up to 85? If this stair-step pattern holds true, you should expect a push through 85, a pull back to 85, and then another break and retest, and we can continue this stair-stepping pattern higher. Now, if you want to be aggressive, this could be an entry here for a push through 85. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, then you wait for the break of 85 and you wait for the pullback, and then your entry is back on the retest. So PENN, I think, is a very good watch into the next few weeks, into the next few months. If the market can hold up, I definitely like this break and retest that we are looking at. Next, StarBucks. StarBucks right here is it's a great company. great growth. It's continuously moving higher over the last few years, and we definitely have been getting a nice pullback. Now, where is this pullback coming to? The pullback is coming right back to a very nice area of demand here on SBUX, which is right here around the $110 level. You can see back in May, June, and July of this year, we got a very nice hold here of around 110. That's where we started to push higher. Recently, we have pulled back to that level, and we've started to form just a little bit of a double top or a double bottom here, right? So if I zoom in, you guys can see we are starting to potentially put in a double bottom here on SBUX. We bottomed here on the 20th of September, pushed back higher, pulled back, and now last week we got a very strong move on Friday off this level. Of course, you might want to see maybe a little bit more confirmation here. This could definitely fall back over. Maybe you wait to see if it can start to get over some of these moving averages. Resistance looks like it could come in at some of these previous lows, right around 113 or even around this 115. So maybe you wait a few more days, see if this thing can start breaking through these levels. If you start to see this very bullish push off this previous low, this previous demand zone, and this double top, SBUX could be a great buy here off this low. So I definitely want to go ahead and keep an eye on this. You do have earnings approaching late October. So you do want to keep an eye on that earnings. If you don't want to play through it, maybe you can play an earnings run up, but I definitely like where SBUX is here on the daily chart. The next one, which has been an absolute beast of a stock lately, and that is JP Morgan. JP Morgan, the financial sector has been hot. The Dow has been strong, and that is helping the banks. It's helping the financial sector. We can see JP Morgan put in a very nice base over the last few months right here of around 147. 147, bounced off it multiple times, and it looks like we're starting to get a little bit of an uptrend, right? You're starting to make higher lows and higher highs. A little bit of an uptrend here. Came up, held, came up, held. Very nice little uptrend. Instead of continuously pulling back to this flat line at 147, we are now flat. We are now bouncing and making higher lows. I like that. I like that we are making that trend. We broke through this previous resistance right here. If I zoom in, I'm going to go ahead and zoom into right here. We had some previous resistance here of around 163. You guys can see that right here on your charts. We pushed above it. What did we do? We pulled back. We retested that previous resistance, and we held it as absolutely beautiful support here. On Friday, you can see this giant green candle here, a very nice support bounce off this 163. If I go into the short-term time frames, it'll look even better. Look at that bounce off this green area, this demand zone, pullback, bounce. We held it on Friday and had a very strong move. So if we go back to the daily chart, we can see this is a very clean break and retest on JP Morgan. I would be watching these highs back from May of around 167. Looks like we have rejected that a little bit. So you want to see, can we push through with some strength? Maybe if you are conservative, you push, you wait for the retest. If you hold previous highs as support, I would say that is a very bullish trend here on JP Morgan. I would definitely be watching this and seeing if the financial sector can stay hot. Next, and probably I would recommend this as a share purchase for your long-term portfolio. I don't believe that you can beat Google off the 100 SMA. Google has not been back to the 100 SMA in over a year. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this back to maybe the last 5 years. Here is Google over the last 5 years. The last time that Google pulled back for you to the 100 SMA is back here in October of 2020. So October of 2020, here is your pullback to the 100 SMA. And since then, we have been on this incredible trend, holding the 50 SMA all the way higher, holding the 20 SMA here. And you guys can see here in the recent trend, we have gotten a pullback to the 100 SMA. So if you like to trade Google with options, they are pricey. They are pretty low volume, very spready. If you want to trade that type of option, you definitely can. Maybe you purchase some leaps for your long-term portfolio. But I really don't think you can go wrong with Google off a 100 SMA after pulling back from the highs just about 10%. So very nice pullback on Google. I'm definitely going to be potentially adding some of the shares to my long-term here. I like the pullback. Even if it comes back lower, you can always dollar cost average if you have a long-term time horizon for your long-term portfolio. Love the pullback, 100 SMA. I would definitely be watching Google into next week. All right, guys, so I know this is a little bit of a different view for you from my usual videos, a little bit weird for me as well, so bear with me here. I'm gonna go ahead and vlog style this through for you guys to see the office. I wanna run you through my setup, some of the things that I have going on here for the trading setup. You guys can see that back there. We're gonna go ahead and go piece by piece from left to right, sharing with you guys everything that I use on a daily basis, not only to do my YouTube channel, which maybe you guys are interested in as well, but also for my trading, some of the equipment that I have. So let's go ahead and run through that. All right, guys, so here is the office left to right. Right side is probably what you're more interested in. I'm gonna go over the trading stuff and the YouTube stuff. So maybe some of you out there, want to start your own YouTube channel, and maybe this will help you out. Maybe this is something you're interested in. So I figure I'll just throw it in here for you as well. So right side, we are gonna go ahead and start with some of the stuff that I use for my YouTube channel. We have the light, we have the camera stand, and we have the mic stand. That makes it very easy for me just to, quickly jump in the Respawn gaming chair and go ahead and make a video. I also have a light over there. Don't have that on because if I did, the camera would be freaking out. But I have lights from both directions just to make the videos look better, just to give a little bit of a better visual. And then of course we have the background light just as a little bit of a scenery there for the YouTube videos. So that makes it very easy. Then as we move over, the little bit more interesting stuff is the two LG ultra wide screens. One of them I have that is regular portrait mode, and then another one is also vertical. Everything that I talk about in today's video is going to be linked down below if you guys are interested in any of it. So as we move over a little bit more detail, we have the keyboard, the mouse, and we have two computers, which we will run through in today's video. We have the Bear and Bull, we have the Money Owl, probably an Italian thing. Keep that on the desk just to look over me. And then of course we have the Bear and Bull picture up there as well. So here on the screens, I just want to quickly run through sort of how I use these screens on a daily basis. On the left side, you're going to see the vertical screen. On the charts there on the left side, that is always my futures. I'm always looking at the futures, always looking at the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow. I want to make sure I am looking at the futures there on the left screen there for you to see. I want to make sure that I'm looking at the futures so that I know maybe where the overall market is heading and also where some individual stocks are going. So I am always keeping an eye on those futures, making sure I know where they are moving. On the right side, I'll usually go between 4 and 8 charts here on the right side. Sort of depends on how many stocks I'm watching that day, what's interesting, how many stocks are moving. That is where my main view is. And I'll also throw my account up there as well when I have, when I'm opening trades and when I'm looking at specific trades. Up there on the left side, you're going to see the Discord chat. Always have that open. We do our live video chats every single day. We talk through the chat. We talk about technicals, trades, everything. Always keeping that there on the left side. So that is really the monitors. That's my setup for the monitors. So guys, moving down to the keyboard, the mouse, the mic, and then the Stream Deck over here. Those are some other things that I use. The mouse and the mic are both from MSI. Shout out to MSI for sending those to me. The mouse is the GM41 lightweight. It's very light. It feels very good in your hand. Really easy to use. And then the keyboard, which I absolutely love, is a mechanical keyboard from MSI. That is the GK50. So I really like that keyboard. The mechanical noise is awesome. You probably know from my live streams that it's very loud. You probably know that if you're in the Discord chat. But it's a very, nice confirmative feel when you're typing. I really like it. And shout out to MSI for sending that out. The mic there is the mic that I use for the Discord, and then the Stream Deck. You guys know that I live stream every single day. So that is what I use just for some ease when I am live streaming. So guys, moving over to the computers, I have two different ones here. One of them, the MSI computer, that is the Trident X. That thing is a beast. It has an RTX 2080 super fast. I actually game on this as well. And then also the Intel 10th Gen, the i9, which is a beast as well. I use that computer from MSI for trading, for browsing, and then for gaming. And then the Mac Mini, which I really love as well. The Mac Mini that you guys see there, that I use for editing. I love using that for editing. Final Cut Pro works beautifully with the M1 chip that recently came out. That is a 1 terabyte SSD and then a 16 gigabyte RAM. I really like that computer. I go ahead and switch between the two over time throughout the day. If I go ahead and edit, I'll switch to the Mac. If I'm using some other things or gaming or I'm trading, I'll go ahead and switch over to the MSI computer. I do want to give a very big shout out to MSI for sending over those things, for sending over the keyboard, the mouse, the computer. It really has been a great experience with the setup, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for sponsoring the live stream. But guys, that is about it for the actual technicals, the hardware, everything that I use. Over here, you're just gonna see some of the other things that I have. Of course, we have the Tesla tequila, we have the degree, we have the globe, just some other things to make the office look a little bit better for when people come to the house. Of course, you know, it's definitely, it's a trading studio. It's something that most people don't really understand. So I try to dress it up a little bit just to make it look like a normal house, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That is my office. Hopefully you know, this helps you out. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you need some help with your trading setup. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. So guys, that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this vlog style. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Maybe you guys enjoy it. Maybe you want to get a little bit more content like this. You probably don't. You probably have no interest. But if you do, comment down below. If you enjoyed today's video, press that like button, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.